What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, we got to check back in on Ghost of Yotei. I've done a couple of videos about the controversy surrounding this game, and I was curious as to how the game is doing itself. Like, is this game moving numbers? You know, are people going out and buying the game? Are people checking for it, playing it? Is it being streamed all over the place and everybody's loving the hell out of the game? You'll remember the controversy from game developer Drew Harrison, who got fired after making those disgusting, controversial Charlie Kirk comments. And then, of course, it took the studio a long time to finally condemn Drew Harrison's Charlie Kirk comments. And then they made this weird statement, all right? You know, saying, well, we kind of sort of disagree, maybe a little bit, you know, instead of just coming out and outright condemning it. You know, a week of gamer backlash. People were wondering, all right, how's this thing going to do? You know, and so that's really the conversation. The Ghost of Yotei boycott drama. What happened and did it hurt the sales? So this is on Fandom Wire. That says that Ghost of Yotei faced a quote unquote woke backlash. Did the boycott hurt sales or fuel hype? And then they broke down the controversy. Yeah, and then they asked, did the boycott hurt the Ghost of Yotei sales? They say, like always, the loud minority with different agendas had little to no effect. While the sales numbers are not available as the game launched a few hours ago, so this is on the 2nd of October when this article was printed, the game did rise to the top of the PlayStation Store charts worldwide and dominated Amazon UK during the pre-order period. So it's like, okay, they're kind of finding little numbers here that might support the fact that, hey, this game is going to be all right, okay? It says that the player anticipation outweighed all the online controversy. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not so sure about that. I saw this post put up by Savvy, all right? Madam Savvy, who has a very, very interesting take on the whole situation. Here's what she said. I judge narrative games on fan art sometimes. A woman protag usually gets a lot of fan art from day one of the announcement. A Ghost of Yotei has virtually no fan art from any major following artist who draws trends. If you can't inspire artists, in my opinion, big yikes. No staying power, much like most slop made in the West these days. That's actually a very good point because, you know, when something is popular, the fans take it. The fans take it and the fans run with it. And you don't have to wait to see sales numbers necessarily to know how big this thing is going to be. Madam Savvy makes a really good point that if you don't see like people going out and making fan art of a video game character right off rip, especially if that's something that they normally would do. Like, I'm not in the community, but like I know anime, and I know a lot of people will talk about an anime and say how anime is great, this, that, and the third. But then it's like you go to an anime convention and you don't see a single cosplay of any of the characters from that anime. And it's like, wait, how big is this really? You know, like how big is this character or how big is this show really if nobody is promoting that through their own actions? See, the fans will let you know. The fans will tell you, without any help from any of the studios, all of these articles being written by these games journalists, they will tell you, oh, no, this is great. Watch me draw all of this fan art about this game. Watch me, like, really go in and cosplay these characters because that's how big the characters are. That's how much the fans are rocking with it. See, I listen to the fans.
Listen to the fans.
See, the fans will tell you what's really going on, right? You can't listen to the games journalists. You can't listen to the shills. All right, because shills, man, look, they get paid by the article. As many positive articles as you can put out on Ghost of Yotei, as many positive articles, that's an extra little check in your pocket. Shills got to eat too, man, all right? I understand it. I don't respect it, but I understand what they doing. You know, just like perhaps this guy right here, this Abdullah Wasim, who reported that Ghost of Yotei has reportedly sold over 1 million copies. And it's selling faster than Ghost of Tsushima. Now, man, look, this possibly can be true. But like I said, the fan reaction doesn't seem to be there from what Madam Savvy is saying. You know, but this guy is, yeah. Over 1 million copies. Even though nobody else has come out and said this except for one anonymous tweet. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. But look, Hypnotic covered this, all right? Hypnotic, this is what he had to say in regards to Ghost of Yotei. and all of the PR and the marketing and the nonsense that's going on right now. He says, so the PR storm is out in full effect for Ghost of Yotei. I'm honestly shocked it's happening so fast, but the level of nonsense we are seeing is through the roof. This is the article that is currently being thrown around right now, trying to quickly shift the narrative of Yotei in its favor as soon as possible. They claim the game has been sold or has sold over 1 million copies, conveniently just barely passing Tsushima's original number on day one. In this article, they claim Yotei is loved more than Tsushima and that community sentiment is strong, essentially. Who is their source for this information? A random tweet from an account with less than 10,000 followers. And what is that account source? Well, quite clearly, it's Trust Me, Bro. All right, so I'm going to take you to the actual tweet that he's talking about. It's this person, Millie A., all right, who says, hearing, all right? Hearing. So I heard it like through the grapevine or some shit. Or like who did you hear it from? Hearing from who? And I guess Millie is some sort of an insider working proudly with the entertainment and sports industries. Stats crazy. No requests, please. They got 9,170 followers. Yeah, so big time, you know, I guess insider. You know, it's just like Daniel, RPK, and all these other guys. Take it with a grain of salt. But 1.3 million sold on the first day for Yotei, ever so slightly ahead of Tsushima's first 24 hours of 1.25 million. Isn't that convenient? What a convenient number, all right? Oh, Tsushima guaranteed it, 1.25 million. We're hearing that it's 1.3 million for Ghost of Yotei. How can I just say bullshit in so many different ways, okay? This is straight up lying or gaslighting. I don't know who you heard it from. They didn't post any sources, but yeah, this is too funny. Tsushima kept pace on its second day with another 1.15 million sold. Can Yotei keep up? Yeah, I don't know about these numbers, man. I don't know about these numbers. Again, from everything I'm listening to, and again, I'm not deep diving into the space like that. It's not like anime. It's not like comics and movies. All right. I'm just kind of on the surface. So I'm a surface level guy, but I like to call out bullshit when I see it, especially when it takes place in the entertainment space. And this sounds like, no, it smells like bullshit. It smells like complete horse shit, man. It's just so funny, dog. This person says a random Sony fanboy tweet somehow turns every professional games journal source for Sony/Sucker Punch sales numbers. Thank you, by the way, for helping show the world how retarded current game journalists are. My source is that I made it the fuck up. Yep, it sounds like that to me. It absolutely sounds like you just made some shit up off the top of the dome. Oh, you know what? I need a number that's going to beat 1.25 million. Well, let's just go with 1.3. They could have said like 1.33, try to make it sound a little bit more believable, you know, but now let's just go for a solid 1.3. Bruh, it's too funny. But yeah, going back to Hypnotic's post, he says, yeah, you already got accounts spamming X. Source in this one article has a massive win for Yotei as expected. These accounts do the same thing with every controversial game, and yet 95% of the games they do this for end up failing, resulting in layoffs or even worse, studio closures. But hey, as long as you get to have the perception of dunking on the chuds, I guess that's all that matters. Yeah, they just want that single one win. Yeah, we won first day, right? We can crow, we can laugh, we can high five each other. All right, but then eventually
the bill comes due. Always.
The fucking bill comes due. Now it's time to pay. Oh, do you actually have 1.3 million people buying the game? Nah, not really. So then what was the point of it? What was the point of it all? What did you get out of it all? Like you said, eventually the studio closes. You know, people get laid off. All of this for a lie. Why not just be honest? Why not give the people what they want? Why not listen to your audience?
Really listen to the fans.
Ghost of Yotei was always going to survive off the back of Tsushima and sell copies. I'm extremely curious to see how this game performs in Japan. Personally, as Tsushima set records in Japan for a Western game or even just games in general. This game will obviously sell over 1 million copies pretty early on, but to claim it this soon and to use this level of sourcing just shows me that it hasn't happened yet, and they want everybody to quickly believe it has, because this game's message means more to them than anything else. Fake it till you make it. Yeah. You know, and those are all the things. This is part of the article is saying Yotei is more positive. Like, how do you even quantify something like that? It's more positive. To who? To a corner of the people that might have bought this game? It's just so funny, man. Yeah, like, again, this is what we get tired of when it comes to, like, you know, again, journalists that cover entertainment. You know, especially those that are knee deep into like the culture war shit. They want to get victories. They want to get victories over the audience, over the fans, instead of just reporting the numbers as they are, or for God's sakes, not making up shit. Like, just, hey, I'm just going to report it as it is and just let the bodies hit the floor. Let the chips fall where they may. And if they fall on the positive side for Ghost of Yotei, then it is what it is. But if it falls on the negative side, then report that. Report it and say, this is what happened. Just like you would report positivity, report the negativity as well. But to just fish numbers out of the clear blue sky, man, this is too funny, man. But you guys let me know what y'all think. How do you think this game is going to do overall, all right? Is this game going to make the money that everybody says it's going to make? You know, Madam Savvy saying, yeah, man, I'm not seeing too much hype from the artists, you know, from the people that normally would go out there and go ham on the fan art. That stuff is vital to games. If games are popping like that, if anything, really, superhero movies, you know, anime, people out there drawing the pictures and the characters, going out cosplaying it. If you're not seeing that, you have to start wondering, why am I not seeing this? Even though everybody claims, oh my God, this thing is doing great. Look how many games are being sold. And yet nobody seems to give a fuck about it in the fan space. That's very curious to me, man. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Go ahead, jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.